Okay. Okay, we're good. Okay, we're just gonna wait a little bit. Okay. Okay, hello there everybody, this is mmorpg13 here, and welcome back to Lord of the Rings Online. Is my eyes deceiving me, or did the graphics look different? I guess it might be my eyes. Okay, but anyways, it seems there was an update to the game that came out, and one part of the update, which I'll show you all in just a moment. Okay, I truly cannot go through the update because it's a pretty darn big one. Hey there, Jim. Long time no see. How you doing today? And how's it going, Epiv? How you doing today as well? Oh, that is different. Every time I play... Okay. That was Hopnotigans. Okay, sweet. Okay. Remove quest. Okay, okay, there's just a bunch of stuff. And Hopnotigans. Okay, I may as well do some Hopnotigans. We're gonna see if we can get some people to join me over there, and we're gonna go ahead and kick a chicken. That's freaking right, that's what Hopnotigans is. It's basically the World Cup for chicken soccer. Where we kick a chicken into the net of the other team. So we're possibly gonna do some of that today, maybe. Okay. One part of the update that came out today was more UI settings. So now look at all these UI settings. You all can do. So if anyone out there has like a let's see. Let's see, how can I show you? No. Okay. Oh, well, you get the idea. You can move basically everything. See? Like that. And you can move the minimap too. So yeah, you can move a bunch of stuff. But anyways, let's see what we got here for this quest here.
I speak not of deserving, my friend.
Okay, Motsog watches Durian, his eyes glinting. His eyes glinting in the dim of the light of the chamber. I speak not of deserving, my friend. I speak only of what occurred, and leave the judging of what was deserved to others. When Durian does not reply, Motsog addresses him once again. My rebellion led to 10 years of war. 10 years of fighting levied a bloody toll on the greymaul and Longbeard alike. But still there it was no sign that the war could ever come. The end could ever come. And at last, 10 years, Durian devised a plan to bring the conflict to an end. I like the user interface letting you change all that stuff. Exactly, Epip.
This was the plan of Durian, foolhardy as it must have seemed to those who cared for him. It began with his surrender.
Durian was brought in chains to the very summit of Zahar, where my people and their orc allies gathered to see the fallen king make mock of him. He suffered their taunting and jest for many an hour, but I could see no sign of despair on his face. I noted it even then. Who has the advantage, Durian? I am Motsog, king of all dwarves. We'll take what is mine. Hear me, you greymaul. You are Longbeards as I am. Do you not remember the lives you had? Your words will not save you, Durian. You will die here and none will remember you. Repent of your alliance with the orcs. It is beneath you, such evil cannot be.
In this moment of triumph, my greymaul saw not the danger. An army came by secret paths to free their captive king.
Oh, we got a secret path, okay. Ragna the Fierce. It was Ragna the Fierce, Durian's queen, who led them in secret across the river and to the base of Zahar. Again, she was a mighty warrior and had slain many orcs and greymaul alike during the war. But she found the gates of my city unguarded. Too many folk desired to be present at Durian's defeat. So it was Ragna and her army entered the city unopposed and found a stair to the heights where they began to climb. Yeah, you should have booby-trapped the stairs. Save the king. This way. Quietly, my fellows. We're not climb for Durian. To the king. Oh. Okay. Okay, yeah. They must have did, I'm guessing the developers did something because in all my years I have not seen that before. But oh well. But an army cannot remain silent for long. When Ragna's warriors reached the upper levels of the city, my warriors were made aware of their presence, and they raced to engage the interlopers.
Longbeard fought greymaul and orc in the heights of Zahar, and the lanes ran with blood. know of your crimes, motsog. But you know not of this, Durin, for it was known only to few.
Okay, Morgoth and his lieutenant Sauron had not been idle during the 10-year conflict between the dwarf clans. In secret, they devised a plan by which the Longbeard and greymaul alike might be destroyed. The dwarves swept entirely from Middle-earth. And so while the Longbeard and greymaul battled in the heights of my golden city, Sauron watched from afar with malice in his heart. Morgoth's cruel servant sent a preordained signal to his legion. We guys should see Sauron.
Great dragons swept out of the northern skies, raining fire upon the mountainside. The orcs turned their swords upon Longbeard and greymaul alike.
Witness the betrayal of the greymauls by the orcs. We must find the king. Follow me, my warriors. Words of motsog have painted a picture of a dwarf woman who will stop at nothing to rescue her husband and king. You can almost see her striding through the burning streets of Berizahar, calling for Durian to answer her as motsog's voice fades. The heat of the flames felt so real. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I was about to say, we're gonna be chased by a dragon. Whoa! Holy crap, look at the size of that dragon. Okay, let's go up this way. Nanny, you can't get me.
To Thoron's claws in Berizahar, I cannot say.
Look at the size of those dragons.
The dragons were not the only evils sent by Sauron to my city.
The Balrog is here too? The Balrog is here too. As Kadoras to the king. Yeah. Sauron brought dragons and the Balrog here? Man, Sauron must have been really pissed. Ooh. What bit already slain? Greymauls to me. Okay, we're gonna go on up. Man. Yeah, I guess the developers did something with the graphics because I could have sworn I have not seen God rays in the game before. Oh, where did they go? Oh, over there. Yeah. Man, ain't this place beautiful? Despite the danger and the foes arrayed before her, Rhaegal the Fierce did reach the high places of Berizahar and freed her husband and king from his bondages. But that was not enough for victory. Durian picked up a fallen blade and joined the battle, but the orcs were too many and the dwarves are too divided. The Longbeards feared to present their backs to the greymauls, lest their foes take advantage, and the greymauls feared the same of the Longbeards. But the same Ragnar freed Durian, 2/3 of the dwarves had perished. to flame and black steel. Sauron and his masters, watching from afar, delighted at the carnage. The orcs would win the day, and no dwarf would leave but his Sahar alive. Well, it's like we must set aside our differences. Are you tricking me? You got the Megaton hammer, dude! Go to work! For whom do you wield the greymaul, my old friend? If we do not do this, our people will... Whoa! Okay, look. Okay, she definitely... Our people, my friend. Man, look at that! Let Durian we stand together. Send the mega... Oh man, I want to see him blast that dragon with the Megaton hammer.
And itself was sundered. The flame of Az-Kadur's was quenched, and he fled. We suffered grievous losses, but so too did Sauron. 5 dragons were slain at our hands.
Jeez!
Those that escaped would cower in fear of our weapons forevermore.
And never again trouble our foe.
And so concluded the Sunder battle, and with it, the greymaul rebellion. I was defeated, but the dwarves survived.
Man, I was really hoping that he would go to town with a dragon with a friggin' hammer. Much as I've seen in the years past, the Sunder battle might have transpired differently had I slain her Greymaul Frostheart at Barizahar. But it was not be, and yet I know this the memory of the wounds she sustained from the mithril hammer pains her even still to this day. Motsog falls silent and turns his piercing gaze upon Durian. Hell yeah, brother! We get to freaking use that Megaton hammer again.
Durin knows the rest of the tale. It is not for me to tell.
Okay. Okay.
Is this some trick?
Okay, how do you expect me to know the conclusion of your tale, Motsog? It is an impossibility. Durian turns the irritation on his face, but before he can voice his dismissal, his brow furrows with confusion. And yet there is something strange about us as I cast my memory to Sundergrut. I find that I see it is not as it were mere weeks ago, but as Motsog described it was during the First Age, at the site of Barizahar. How can this be? I do not know what happened following the Sunder battle. Durian stared at you with amusement in his eyes. I was staring at us. I was in Moria. I was at Helagrod. I didn't do the Helagrod raid. I should possibly do that. I am Durian, and in Mordor, I am Durian now. As I was then, 6 times before, and I will finish your tale, Motsog. And I'm the only one who's still in this world who can. So now he knows that he is 6 times reincarnated.
Hear then the end of the tale.
know it to be?
For I am Durian, father of dwarves, first to awaken, and I was there.
The battle was ended, but there were tears still to shed.
Two armies of the dwarves had won the day, but each suffered grievous losses, and yet their wounds did not quench their battle fury. The long-bearded greymauls alike pursued the retreating orcs, slaying them by the thousand. Jeez, man, dwarves are bad motherfuckers when they're angry. The orc host was so badly defeated it would not trouble the Misty Mountain for the remainder of the age. Consumed with frustrated wrath, Motsog's Morgoth's Lieutenant Sauron witnessed his allies' defeat and fled with the surviving dragons back to Thangordrim. Oh yeah, must be the Dragoff area. Oh, where he found his master's displeasure. Let us hurry. The memory of the charred house of Zahar became pains in my heart. Jeez! So many dead. Modvin, my son. What have I done? He put his warhammer down. You must give me death, Durian. It's what I deserve. Ah, the dwarf's honorable death.
I held the axe that would end your life, Motsog. Even now I can feel the weight of it in my hand. I remember the tears on my face. Tears so bitter, they burned holes in my armor.
Too many have died in this war. Motsog.
So many of our people slain.
I will not water this earth with more of our kindred's blood. You will spare his life? Even after such treason? It was out of desperation, lady. I spare him for setting it aside. What does to keep the greymauls from again taking arms against you, my king? This game has great graphics. I agree, Epip. The memory of such death right now is not enough. If the greymauls are to keep their lives, let them cut their beards short as penance. It'll be a reminder for the let it be so. Okay, so they get to shave their beards. So that's how he became beardless. Okay, so that's how he became beardless. It was as punishment. Okay. The greymauls who survived the Sunder battle, though they were few in numbers, were granted mercy. They were made to shear their beards short as penance for raising weapons against their proper king and for allying with the orcs. And for generations after, no child of a greymaul was permitted to wear his or her beard longer than a hand's breadth. Many dwarves looked upon the greymauls with distrust for years afterward, but none would reignite the fears. It was suggested that the dwarf women should remain ever vigilant in the halls of their folk, for hearth and home can be endangered when watchfulness fails. Ragnar swore to never again allow such a rebellion to grow and thrive in the halls of her people. And for all her remaining years were those of daughters that did not.
The wounds of the greymaul rebellion were never forgotten, but Motsog himself disappeared into legend.
Okay. I can't see a blasted thing. Okay, I truly cannot see a thing. There you go. Listen to Durian conclude the tale. Okay, a simple dwelling was fashioned in the caverns of deep beneath Gundabad, and it was there that Motsog went to live out his remaining years. I brought supplies and provisions to that deep cavern from time to time, for Motsog refused to walk among the dwarfs who lived in the halls above. As a hermit he lived, he who once pretended to kingship, he never again raised a weapon in anger. Was I his jailer or his friend, gather us? I see that now I was both. But it was not I alone who kept him here. Motsog remained in this place for the guilt he felt. And as the years passed, folks who lived in Gundabad and elsewhere forgot the dwarf he had been and remembered him only by his name and ill repute of his deeds.
You were my only friend in those days, Durin, as you had been in the beginning. None others visited in my solitude. And that was just.
Motsog?
On my last visit, I found that you had entered a deep slumber from which you would not wake.
Okay, I truly can't.
Well, my enemy and my friend. I wish for you pleasant dreams. May they show you that our people live on and are strong. Farewell, Motsog. not at the time, but the first crafter heard my words. He gave to you the dreaming sight, to last until I returned and awakened you.
Jeez, man!
And now I have, these many lives later.
Okay, okay, I truly cannot see. Okay, so I guess it's gonna be one of those occasions where I gotta exit and re-enter the game. Okay, I don't know what the frick happened. Okay, but give me a sec. Okay. Okay, now I can see.
Dorian gave me my life, both mercy and punishment.
Okay, I have remained in my chambers ever since, casting my dreaming gaze over the mountain and watching from afar after the trials of the dwarves. I say it was mercy, for truly I deserved the usurper's death. But so too I do call it punishment, for I was unable to intervene or aid them in their struggles. On rare occasions, for one of those watched, it was the cruelty of the first crafters, or something confounding jest, I cannot say, but this is only I know. Only once did he whom I spoke hear my words. It was Durian who heard me, Durian who returned again and again, with new visage, but the same spirit in his breath. Only Durian heeded my word. My friend of old who showed me the mercy I did not deserve, so often I aid the dwarves in their trials, but when Dorian stood before the anvil of Winterstith, I spoke to him of Gundabad and his right to rule the mountain home for all dwarves, and he listened. It must mean something. My long penance near its end, and prolonged hours of my dream may soon pass away. Soon I will wake, and motsog will be no more. Jeez, man!
I deem you are his close advisor.
Okay, I deem you are his close advisor. Advise him then of this. I walk into the world only for one more day before my long life is spent. When the sun sets on this day, my breath will be stilled and disappear from this place, never to return, and in that time I have but one desire. I wish to do whatever my friend commands. For the vigil of so many years have given me this knowledge. Dorian is the rightful king of the dwarves. He was my friend, my dear companion, and having made him an enemy, I mourn the brother I lost, And now in the span of a single day I have remaining to me, I can deliver him his kingdom.
I am conflicted.
I am conflicted. I am grateful to know now without a doubt that I am he who I wish to be. But Motsog's part in this discovery did not erase his treachery, nor will it cause me to forgive his misdeeds. I must think upon what is done. Okay, so now I gotta wait a few seconds.
I have decided.
Were it not be the king when my father leaves the throne, I could say, Motsog be gone, and let the sun set upon you and the trouble no longer the dwarves. The wrongs of the greymaul rebellion, the injuries left by the conflict with us, do Jurika and Longbeard not bristle at the perceived sights of the other? And ponder something, the greymaul spirit lives on behind their rivals' clenched teeth. Do they not look upon the stout axe with distrust brooding and habitation in Mordor? The lessons of Motsog was taught to the dwarves early. It did not diminish with the years. Were I Night King when my father releases the crown, I could climb the secret stair to the known levels of Gundabad, leaving Motsog and I what learned behind, but I cannot, for I will have the concerns of a king, and as I did 6 times before, Motsog is a tool to be used, Galaos, and I will wield this tool against our foes. And I will use them to wrest control of the mountain home from both orc and dragon. Surely her real first heart will remember the greymaul leader who injured her during the Thunder battle. And without the power of the dragon behind him, the whatever will be able to defeat with Gorgar. Will be able to deal with Gorgar. Dorian once again addresses an impassive figure in the hidden chamber. What you say, Motsog? Will you spend your last days fighting for the dwarves you once betrayed? I do not command you. I only ask it of you.
I swear to fight for you, my friend of old, my king, for as long as I am able.
I will deliver you the control of the kingdom I once stole, and in the last rays of the sun vanish in the mountains. Before I seize your victory, I will perish with sorrow in my heart, and none before or since will know such grief in knowing my failure.
It seems the conquest of Gundabad will succeed or fail by nightfall.
Let us hope that we'll celebrate the victory before the sun sets on this day. I know what I must do now. Okay, we don't have room for that. Yeah, we got so many housing items. There you go.
The time has come for me to call for dwelling.
Okay, the time has called for the meeting of all dwarves here in the mountain home. It was held. I will call the dwarf moot once again, Galaos. There I will explain the final steps we must take to drive her Realmel Frostheart and her thrall Gorgar from Gundabad, and only then will the mountain home be ours again. Climb the secret stair and seek out the leader of the Iron Garrison, such as Bosi, including the Longbeards, Prince Ingvar. Okay, so we're basically gonna reunite the dwarves. Hell yeah. And so now we gotta climb all the way back up there. Yeah, we gotta climb all the way back up. Luckily, we're not in the grand stairs of Moria, because that would be a much longer set of stairs. Okay, so Motsog was indeed a pretty darn bad person, but I guess it just feels like he was being betrayed, but yeah. But it's all good in the end. Motsog got a redemption, and now we're gonna be chasing that mother freaking dragon. And all the orcs from Gundabad. Finally, a successful time. It's like during the time of going in for Moria, the times of Moria, the people said that retaking Moria failed, basically. So now we're retaking Gundabad. Hopefully we can do it this time. Alright, we're out of there. Your friends greet you with enthusiasm.
What did you discover beyond those secret stairs? How fares the prince?
He has need of us. We are ready. You tell Brewing that Dorian does have need of him, and indeed the prince calls for the rest of his kin to answer his call. The door removed? Can it be? I will send word to the others at once. I shall assemble the thing full there to await Prince Dorian. You gotta listen to this. Let me see. Got a little dwarven music. Okay, so now we're gonna travel all the way. Alright, no problem. Luckily for me, we got just a thing for that. Yeah, I think the developers did something with the game. Because when I was doing these missions in the background, this place was never this bright. Like, look at this. I have never seen this place this bright before. This place was more dark. This place was more darker than this. Well, that's awesome, nonetheless. Okay, let's see. Now then, we got to return to... where is it? Not that one. Ah, there we go. Noble Gate. There we go. Yeah, this place got a lot brighter than I last time I was here.
Weremut, eh? So, we come to it at last.
Good, the Zeruka will hear what the Longbeard Prince has to say, and we will await our reward when the fighting is done. There'll be fighting, no mistake is that Dorian calls for the dwarves to assemble at the Thingfold at the Welkin Loss. And he is not considering how exposed that hillside is to the air. We will meet in full view of the peak from which Hirimil watches over the lands all about. The Dwarven Moon will decide the fate of Gundabad and all of us one way or another. Okay, so we gotta go to the steep set, which is where? I was there! Frick, I was there! Oh well. Let's see, yeah, there we go. Oh, and by the way, everybody, I do in fact got I got a bunch of mounts and cosmetic pets to name after people. So for instance, let's see, where is it? Let's see, I should have my pets. Yeah, here we go. Here's all my cosmetic pets. I truly do believe I can rename my pets after people. So please let me know if you all want me to name you after something. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta check out my reward track. Should be there. So close. Alright. And also, once again, first phase of the UI update. This is only the first phase. There's gonna be more stuff to deal with the UI. And it's just right now. There is more options. That you can modify and stuff like that. See? Yeah, there are just a lot of things you can do with the UI now. Man, I love the music! Yeah, this place got a lot brighter too.
To think I should live to see another.
I remember the glory of the last, though. I was such a lad. Thrain led a great attack upon the foe, recovering from the orcs from the first time in thousands of years. He called for the lords to determine whatever the hammer stroke of our war should fall. We left Gundabad when it was decided, and only a small garrison remained. Much might have been different had the mood chosen otherwise. Oh, now we gotta go all the way down to the Gloomtarn? Okay, we're gonna go all the way down to the Gloomtarn. It's a very pretty place and everything. It is just... Luckily, we're not going down to that one place that really confused me sometimes. Because some quests involves going down, some quests involves going in the middle, and stuff like that. You get the idea. Let's see. We gotta find the... Stable Master? Right over there. Let's see, we gotta head to the Gloomtarn. Let's see. Carbronak, there it is. Watcher's Roost, Gloomtarn. Oh well, this is actually a good time to do a little bit of a tour. I mean, I do not know what's more majestic though, Moria or Gundabad. Well, the Mines of Moria was indeed a great expansion. I mean, look at all those crystals up there. Ain't that pretty? Oh yeah, we're not, luckily we're not stopping at Deep's Crave. This is a place that I've been trying to say confuses me on quests. Like they call it Deep's Crave because the place is really deep. Oh, and by the way, It seems that there's also World of Warcraft players playing Lord of the Rings Online. At the time, I truly did not believe it until I saw videos of Spanish-speaking people, which is fine. Me habla poquito español. You know, because I speak only a little Spanish. They were cool. I commented on some of their videos, and we got to talking about what's their first time playing the game, what they want to know. Well, you know, tips, suggestions, and stuff like that. It was actually pretty darn cool to see people of other languages to come together and enjoy the game and talk about stuff they like about the game and talk about whatever. Well, luckily for Google Translate, because I might have not been able to understand the comments that the person replied to me with. All the way up there. So yeah, those Spanish-speaking people that once played World of Warcraft for I don't know how many years decided to stop on by to Lord of the Rings Online. I was truly flabbergasted at the time because I thought that people were saying that World of Warcraft is better than Lord of the Rings Online. But then they said to me saying that from the time that they spent in Lord of the Rings Online, they realized that not everything needs to be meta. Needs to be quick. Sometimes you just gotta chill. It's like, the combat in this game is not like World of Warcraft, but it's not supposed to be like World of Warcraft. The combat is supposed to be more chill. Like, basically the combat system in the game prevents button mashing. So not everything needs to be quick.
Is that what it sounds like?
If you must forgive me, but I was not present at the last one. The Stout Axes had other things in their minds, as you might imagine. But I will attend this one. My people should be represented, for this move may determine the success of the conquest. There are too few of my people here, but they will answer Dorian's call. Dorian can count on my attendance on my axe, if it comes to that. Meet up with the dwarves on the southeastern side of the Thingful for the dwarf moot. In a Wilkin Lofts. In a Wilkin Lofts? Okay. Where is the stable master at? Oh, it's all the way back down there. Oh, Okay. Yeah, luckily we're gonna have to travel by Stable Master, otherwise it would definitely gonna take me a while to get there. Let's see. Ooh, okay, a Valiant Strike Healing. Ooh, that's gonna be a good one for when I'm gonna have a healer build on the legendary weapon. Definitely gonna want to have that. I'll keep that ring for a healer thing as well. But for right now, my build is for DPS. Oh, I skipped it down here. Okay, let's see. Where is it? Stable Master's over here.
Our need is dire.
Okay, so we gotta head to the Welkin lots. Yeah, if anyone has any arachnophobia, please do not look at the spider. Because they creep me out too. Especially crystal spiders. The spiders that you can see through. That over there was where Durian the Deathless was born. Icky spider over there. F you, spider. Oh, there's the Angmarum over there. That quest trolled me hard. I really thought at the time that I was going to have to slay 101 of those guys. But nope. that quest was a pretty good troll. After slaying 10 of those Angmarum, the guy is like saying, that's enough. And it was like, yeah, you did enough. Okay, truly seriously, the developers must have did something. Last time I was here, it was not this bright. Yeah, it was normally not this bright before, which is awesome nonetheless. Man, just look at that water. Clean as frick. Hi there, Mr. Warg. We're going to poke Gorgar and her Rimel Frostart, and then we're going to take their heads, and I will mount them on my wall. And also, just in case some of you might be wondering about my captain's armor, it's the captain's Orthink armor set. If you want me to if you all want to do Orthink at some point, please let me know. Maybe we could get together, do a nostalgia and Orthink run. We might be a bit over leveled and stuff like that for Orthink, but just for nostalgia's sake, it's gonna be awesome. And also, there's actually another kind of item I've been meaning to get at some point. There was another item that I was meaning to get at some point, and the item was called the Worm Scale Cloak of the Blades. It is a rare cloak, or a rare cape, or cloak, or whatever you want to call it. You gotta have special items for that cloak. You got to have is 3 Dracot scales, which the scales can only be available in the Dracot raid. And you're also gonna need Kalinar hides, which is no problem because you can buy those in the auction house. And you're gonna need a clasp. I'm not sure how to really explain it, but it's an item that can only be found in Orthink. You open up the chest, you find a clasp, even though it does not have any stats on it. You keep that clasp because you're gonna need it for the Worm Scale Cloak. Okay, let's see. Down there. Okay.
Durin's folk shall endure, as we always have.
Okay, let's see. Central, let's see, is that the one? Okay, I got to adjust the, yeah, okay, that's Central. Alright.
Shall endure, as we always have.
Central Welkin Lots. Alright. Once we reach the destination, I'll show you all what a Worm Scale Cloak looks like. And also, that Worm Scale Cloak is freaking glow in the dark. Like, there's no cloaks like it in the game since then. Hi, dragon. Bye, dragon. Man, I truly cannot believe it that this place is this pretty. I don't know what I like more, Forest Shell or this. Oh, that's a scary looking cloud up there. What in the world's going up there? Never seen a cloud like that before. Especially from over there. That's the only place that has that cloud. Okay, give me a sec. Matter of fact, I guess I can't do it right now. But I'll just put it in the chat for you all to take a look at, because it seems I can't look at it right. I can't just show it to you all right now. I'll just put it in the chat. There you go. There you go. I just put it in the chat, so in case some of you new players or veteran players alike, you can look it up if you want to. Oh man, this place is fancy. Man, dwarves know how to build. Okay, many dwarves have arrived for Dwarmoot, but not enough.
Some dwarves have arrived, but not enough. Not nearly enough.
For what is taking them so long out of us, Motsog has less than a day remaining to him. And I am relying upon him to strike fear into the dragon's heart. If the greymaul is unable to stand with us, perhaps the dwarves are stopping to fight orcs and Agmarum on the way? Thin their numbers in the Vulcan loss and diminish the potential distractions of dwarves coming to the fold at us. Okay, so we get to finally do some combat. Alright. Alright, let's go, Kentucky. We gotta represent your state. We gotta represent the South and pwn some orcs. Pwn every last one of them. Okay, it looks like up this way. Man, that is some awesome damage. Alright everybody, it looks like this is gonna be it for today's live stream. I'm hoping that you all have a good day, and I hope to see you all again next time. Take care of yourselves, everyone.